What is climate change? Climate change is a change in global or regional climate patterns. In particular, a change apparent from the mid to late 20th century onwards and attributed largely to increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by the use of fossil fuels. So what are the causes of climate change? Well, firstly, there's the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, gas, and oil. Secondly, there's the breeding of cattle and cutting down of forests which absorb carbon dioxide. And thirdly, we have the trapped carbon dioxide in our atmosphere causing an increase of the greenhouse effect. Life on Earth is possible because of the warmth of the sun. While some of this incoming solar radiation bounces back into space, a small portion of it is trapped by the delicate balance of gases that make up our atmosphere. Without this layer of insulation, Earth would simply be another frozen rock hurling through space. Carbon is stored all over the planet, in plants, soil, the ocean, and even us. We release it into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide through activities such as burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, and cutting down trees. As a result, today's atmosphere contains 42% more carbon dioxide than it did before the industrial era. We have released so much carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that our planet's atmosphere is now like a thick, heat-trapping blanket. By disrupting the atmospheric balance that keeps the climate stable, we are now seeing extreme effects around the globe. It's like a thermostat that's gone haywire. It just doesn't work the way it should. The result? The climate changes and it gets warmer. Our understanding of climate change is largely the result of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, otherwise known as the IPCC, the world's most authoritative voice on the topic. Established by the United Nations, the IPCC assesses the scientific and socioeconomic information relevant to the climate change. The IPCC also looks at potential impacts of climate change and options for slowing it down or adapting to it. So what are the effects of climate change? Firstly, we have species extinction. Global warming is likely to be the greatest cause of species extinction during this century. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says that 1.5 degrees Celsius average raise may put 20 to 30% of species at risk. If the planet warms by more than 3 degrees, most ecosystems will struggle to even live. Climate change affects many things around the world, such as forests, causing deforestation due to the increased heat. It also affects water levels. An increase of water level would lead to floodings, and the lower water level will lead to droughts. Polar regions will be affected by ice thawing, meaning there's no home for polar bears, snow leopards, snow rabbits. Wildlife in the polar regions aren't the only ones affected by climate change. Tigers, Asian rhinos, orangutans, African elephants, and pandas are also affected by climate change. Now, how can we tackle climate change? Well, we can start by getting a global climate deal, which is an international agreement on how to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, conserve forests, and help poorer countries adapt to the impacts of the changing climate. We could also start by using renewable energy, such as energy from dams, wind turbines, and solar panels. We could also try using low-carbon transports, such as the newly invented electric vehicles and other types of transportation which would reduce the carbon emission from the vehicles.